But we are definitely receiving a lot of questions from you as rules continue to change amid the pandemic. Some of the biggest involve restaurants that just reopened for dine-in service. News 8's Brandon Lewis breaks down what you can expect the next time you choose to head out for a meal.
Steve and Alicia, we've gotten a lot of emails from people asking questions about what is and isn't allowed under these new social distancing guidelines when it comes to restaurants or even in-store retail. So let's pretend our back parking lot is now a restaurant. A host would greet you wearing a mask and then walk you over to your table. Now, since all of our tables are more than 6 feet apart, we can keep all of our tables operational. Once we're seated as a guest, you can then remove your mask. However, some servers emailed News 8 saying they'd prefer if you left them on while they're at least at your table. The restaurants say since all of your dining companions are less than 6 feet apart from you, they have to be family members or people who live with you.
Please don't come in if you're sick. Dine with your household only. Make sure to check the restaurant's website for sure before you go there for their status, if they're open, what they're doing. Also, to make reservations or add yourself to the wait list.
All employees get their temperatures checked before work and must wear a mask serving customers. Most are using single-use plates or cutlery, but it's not mandated. The county is asking restaurants to use common sense for what works for them.
I believe that the overwhelming majority of them will do the right thing because they want to reopen, they want to protect their workers, they also want to protect their customers.
That said, El Pres is now the poster child for not following the rules and was quickly shut down. So far, the county says there are no instances of community spread through restaurants that were takeout only, and they want to keep it that way now that dine-in is an option.
The signs of spread, there is a lag behind the actions that take place, and so it is going to take a continued patience on our part.
Similar rules exist for shoppers. Avoid going in groups if you don't live together, but here masks are needed all the time. Employees are screened daily. Fitting rooms are still open and should be cleaned after each use. Again, the emphasis is on social distancing, even though shopping is usually all about being together.
We are relying on the cooperation of our business partners. We do have faith and confidence that they will do this responsibly.
The county says there is, of course, a learning curve when it comes to helping to flatten the curve as restaurants reopen for dine-in and in-store retail continues. But if you do see a potential violation, you can report it to them using the online reporting tool. Steve and Alicia.
All right, great explanation, Brandon. Thank you. Now, all of that brings us to our poll for tonight. Man, there are a lot of rules and restrictions right now related to this pandemic. Some state, some county, some from the different cities, even around our own county. So we realize it can be hard to keep track of everything, and we want to know, how well do you understand the current rules? You get it 100%, you're on board, you're still kind of confused, or maybe, you know what, you've just given up on the whole thing and you're just going to do what you feel is best for you and your family. And right now, man, a lot of you, overwhelming percent, say you get it, you understand everything. Awesome. So to vote, log on to the News 8 app and scroll down to the Vote tab, or visit cbs8.com/vote. We'll take another look at the results coming up in a little bit. Alicia?
Today, county officials reported 6,701 confirmed coronavirus cases, an increase of 142 since yesterday. That's out of 4,548 people who were tested yesterday, a positive rate of about 3%. So far, nearly 133,000 people have been tested across San Diego. Fortunately, no new deaths were reported. The death toll stands at 249 countywide.
The San Diego Archdiocese announced today that in-person masses are going to resume on June 8th. This is in anticipation of guidelines from Governor Gavin Newsom for reopening houses of worship. Those are expected tomorrow. There will be changes. No wine will be served in communion, and face masks and social distancing will be required. Some parishes may decide to hold services outside. In fact, that's what the Rushing Wind Church in Oceanside did today. They held an outdoor worship service in their parking lot for the second straight Sunday. They encouraged worshipers to bring a mask and asked the sick and immunocompromised to participate online. Now, all of this follows a ruling Friday by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals against another local church. The South Bay United Pentecostal Church sued Governor Newsom to overturn the ban on mass gatherings, including worship services as part of the coronavirus emergency health order. But Pastor Arthur Hodges says they made the decision to close themselves, and they say it'll be up to them when to reopen.
We didn't shut our doors because they ordered us to. We shut our doors because, that's the expedient and prudent thing to do right now. Let's work together. Let's get ahead of this thing.
Yesterday, the church filed an emergency motion asking the Supreme Court to take up their case. Again, Governor Newsom expected to lay out a plan for the reopening of houses of worship tomorrow.
The USS Midway began its virtual Memorial Day observance today. The Facebook live stream event from the flight deck featured expert aviators telling their stories about the planes they flew in combat. And tomorrow they will be live streaming services from 4 locations beginning at 9 a.m. First will be Fort Rosecrans National Cemetery, followed by Mount Soledad National Memorial at 9:15, Miramar National Cemetery at 9:30, and the USS Midway at 9:45. Where there will be a wreath-laying commemoration commemorating the end of World War II. The web address is there on your screen, midway.org/Memorial Day Live.